in the movie Bend It Like Beckham. There's this one scene where, like, well, this will probably get cut, where the lady, there, she's being measured for a sari, and they say, we're going to find a way to make those mosquito bites look like juicy, juicy mangoes. And it's one of the greatest food references in a movie ever. Hi, thank you. Back so soon. Today we are making one of my favorite weeknight dishes. It's called roasted aloo gobi. So you've probably heard of aloo gobi, whether you saw it on an Indian takeout menu or in the movie Bend It Like Beckham, right? It's like the movie that her mom is trying to get her to make aloo gobi. I feel like that's how most of my friends know what aloo gobi is, but I will take it. For a long time I didn't like this dish, and I think there were two reasons. Either they deep fry the cauliflower and potatoes. Aloo means potato, cauliflower means aloo means potato, gobi means cauliflower. On the one hand, we have the people who deep fry the cauliflower and potatoes before they saute them, and it just gets kind of oily and heavy. And on the other hand, we have people who just saute everything together, and it just gets very soggy and mushy. But my mom discovered this trick of roasting the vegetables before you cook them. So the vegetables get charred and crispy and sturdy, and they hold their own in the pan. So we're gonna make this ingenious version of the dish today. So basically you want to cut the potato in 2-inch matchsticks, basically like slightly skinnier like steak fries. So this is basically exactly what you're looking for. The photo of this is really pretty in my book. This is from Indianish, and this is what you're going for. This is what we will be eating later. I love this shot. Yum. All right. Back to the taters. So I think the best way to do this is to cut these into 3s and then cut it in half. Just like little small French fries. We'll do these in 3s. Now that we're done chopping, we're going to arrange this and our cauliflower florets on a sheet tray, douse them with oil, and roast them at 400 degrees for 30 minutes. We're not looking for them to get totally wilty, but we do want them to get crisped and charred around the edges. That's the whole point of roasting them. I really do think that my childhood would have been a lot harder without Bend It Like Beckham. I rewatched it with a bunch of my friends, and just seeing like the sheer joy, like how much they laughed at it and how much they loved it, not because it was making fun of Indians, but because it was like embracing Indian culture. I own it on DVD, and I've watched every single bonus feature. Okay, so now we're gonna drizzle 2 tablespoons of olive oil. You can use any neutral oil that you like, but my mom and I love olive oil because it has this really bright, fruity taste, which is gonna go really well with all of the warming spices. You wanna let it like soak into the nooks and crannies of the cauliflower, like that, just a little massage. The reason you're cutting these to be this way is to be about the same size of a cauliflower floret, because you want these to cook at the same rate, and one thing not to get browned and crisp before the other. So we're gonna roast these for 30 minutes, and then 15 minutes in, we're gonna flip them around just so everything browns evenly. Cool. So while the cauliflower cooks, the really great part about this recipe is that you can basically finish most of the dish while it's cooking. We're gonna go over there, we're gonna heat up some oil, toss in some spices, onions, get it looking nice and translucent and charred, and then we'll add in our cauliflower and potatoes once they're ready. Add our lime juice, ginger, mix the whole thing together, and we're done. All right, so we're gonna heat up our oil. Just gonna wait for that to shimmer in a little bit. Then we'll add our cumin and our turmeric. This turmeric is so dark. No, I'm like intrigued by different varieties of turmeric. Oh no. I tried painting my nails for this episode, but I can never paint my nails without them chipping immediately. So we're gonna put in our cumin seeds, and as soon as they get turned brown, which should be pretty quickly. So, I mean, you all know the drill by now. As soon as you can smell the sort of toasty nuttiness of the cumin seeds and they turn a darker shade of brown, then we're ready to add our next spice. We're building our flavors. Another really good indicator that your spices are ready are when they start dancing around in the oil, you know, this whole thing. You look great, and I love the earrings.
Thank you.
You're so on brand. Like, I'm Gabby, and I'm the quirky test kitchen manager.
Like lipstick on, yeah.
I love
Thank
it.
you.
And we're gonna throw in our turmeric. And basically we're just swirling our turmeric in the oil, letting it dissolve. I'm 95% sure this is true, that the way to activate turmeric's health benefits is to heat it up in oil. All right, now our onions. I love that sound. So basically we're gonna cook these until they are translucent and starting to caramelize. I feel like I haven't taught you all a Hindi word in a while. This is a good one. And when you really want to compliment someone or say like, way to go, or like, you know, when like a kid speaks their first words, you say shabash.
Shabash?
Shabash. And you say it, the Indian mom way to say it is shabash. Like, oh my gosh, look what you did. You successfully sauteed onions without burning them. Shabash. Our onions are looking great. You can see they've gotten a nice char on them. They're starting to caramelize, but they're not quite caramelized. This is exactly where we want them to be. So we're gonna add some ginger, which is just, look how beautiful this julienne is. Pinch of paprika. I'm gonna do a few pinches because I like things spicy. A pinch of asafoetida, which, if you all remember from sag feta, was sort of this wonderful MSG-rich powder in Indian cuisine. You just need a little bit, but it adds this sort of wonderful oniony, garlicky flavor to dishes, and to me it's what makes Indian food taste Indian. Another word that my mom likes to use to call my chopping skills is tera, which means crooked. I try to say shabash to as many Indian kids as I can because I didn't get enough shabashes in my childhood. This is looking great. Oh my gosh. It really is the magic of television, people. All right, so here's what we're looking for. Cauliflower and potatoes are cooked. They're not 100% cooked because we're gonna be cooking them more. They've got these nice brown, crispy edges here. You should that's what you're looking for. And basically we're just gonna throw in our cauliflower and potatoes. So the key here is to get not just the cauliflower and potatoes, but the crispy charred bits that have formed. Like any sort of crispy thing that is stuck to the bottom, that's gonna add amazing flavor to this. So, all right. This part is really annoying. Somehow my mom is able to just so beautifully do it, but oh my god, I did it just like my mom.
Oh, wow.
I got a shabash. You don't want the cauliflower and the potatoes to start to break apart. But hopefully if you've roasted your veg right, they've got a char, they've got body. All right, so basically we're gonna let this cook until everything gets stained yellow and seems sort of incorporated. You know, like 6 to 7 minutes usually does the trick. Now we're gonna add a teaspoon of salt. Like, I feel like one of my biggest complaints about Indian dishes is that, yeah, it just gets kind of homogenous and gloopy. And so my mom has come up with these techniques over the years to keep things bright, to keep them textured. Not to throw my dad under the bus, but my dad does not like roasting his aloo gobi. He makes it all in one pan, and it's so delicious. Dad, I love your aloo gobi, but it's just like, just a little like, it's just a little sad. No mushy sogginess here. So we're gonna turn the heat off. Put in our lime juice. And then we're just gonna taste it for salt and lime, and you can add more to your tastes. I will probably add more lime juice because I love lime. I'm predictably gonna put more lime juice, and then we're gonna bring it over and garnish it. Alrighty.
It wouldn't be a Priya video without an upper arms.
Without me struggling to load something up. I'm no Andy Baragani.
What?
I was just comparing my lack of muscles to your muscles. All good
Take
things,
a look at her
Andy.
boyfriend. When it comes to muscles, not me.
Ooh, that's good. We're gonna garnish this with chopped cilantro. My mom garnishes most things with chopped cilantro. It's just a way to add like a shot of zinginess and brightness to a final dish, and it works really beautifully in this. I'm gonna just rip some and put it over the top. Also, it's really pretty. I would say it's pretty much exactly right. And my mom made the one that we shot for the cookbook. So this is, as you can tell by proof of this video, I made this, not my mom. Andy has decided to allow me to allow him.
No, I
to
want
taste
to
his
eat. I
the
just
Aloo
am
Gobi.
curious. I want to know exactly what I'm eating before I.
Okay,
put it on
we've
my
got
mouth.
cauliflower potatoes. They've been roasted.
I don't hear that part.
Then we added it to a pan that had turmeric, cumin, onion, mix it all together, add ginger, hing, what else? Paprika.
Any heat?
Any what?
Chili, like any form of.
Yeah, paprika,
Paprika.
but there's no like green
Fiery.
chili or anything like that. Yeah, it's pretty mild. And then what else did we add? Salt, lime juice, cilantro. That's it.
That's great.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
This tastes just like my mom's. This is what dinner is like in the Krishna household. Really simple food. Aloo gobi, some dal,
I love how bright it is.
salad. I extra limed it up. My mom uses like half the lime, but I like it really limey.
Bit of char on the cauliflower.
So-
I use. No.
What I didn't realize until my mom told me is that most people, when they're making aloo gobi, especially for special occasions, they deep fry the cauliflower and the potatoes. And my mom doesn't like this super greasy taste, so she just like tosses in a little bit of oil and roasts it so it gets nice and
I
charred.
love
And
that the spices are not ground. They're like you still could you still see the seeds.
I love that you
use
can.
my fingers so I don't double dip, guys.
Thanks, Andy.
Thanks, guys.
So good. Okay, come on. You want a bite?
Yes.
Can I just feed it to you? No. There we go.
Oh my god, thank you. Well,
There you
time
go.
is full. All right.
You
Wait, I'm
just
trying to
eat
grab
it.
in. Wait.
All right, and one more. This is
you.
great.
Oh my god, that's so good.
Aloo Gobi, people. There's a reason that Jess's mom in Bend It Like Beckham was trying to get her to make it the whole movie. It's a good dish. There's something very Indian about feeding people. It's sort of like a gesture of love. So, thank you all for making these videos happen. And now I'm just gonna eat it straight out of the bowl. Oh, that was a good bite. And I was like, oh, but we have to close it, and I'm
Staying
the
on
worst at
schedule.
closing.
We closed it.
We're done.
We closed?
We closed it,
When did
yes.
I close it?
Somewhere along the way.
Or without even realizing it.
Wow, those are my favorite kind of closings when I don't have to be like, Aloo Gobi, eat it tonight.
For breakfast, for lunch,
Yeah.
for dinner.
For a snack. For a
Shabash, Priya.
Shabash.
And cut.